Right, this is chapter 13, entering historical data and opening balances. This chapter, you will learn how to record details of historical data and record a summary journal entry of historical data. The amount of historical data that you need to enter into QuickBooks Online will be determined by your start date. As discussed in the Setting Up a New Company File chapter, your start date is the date you begin entering transactions into QuickBooks. It's always best to start using QuickBooks at the beginning of a year, month, or quarter. This will allow you to easily identify a clear cutoff between transactions that took place before you began using QuickBooks. Regardless of when you start using QuickBooks to track your data, you will always need to bring over any existing balances for your balance sheet accounts. For certain accounts, like accounts payable and accounts receivable, we recommend you enter the details of all open invoices as opposed to just opening as to opposed to just entering a balance. This will allow you to have all the details behind the open balances so that you can easily track payments received from customers and payments made to vendors after you start using QuickBooks Online. Individual transactions must be entered in the correct order to avoid any issues. The order to enter historical transactions is listed below. First, purchase orders, bill payments, credits from vendors, credit card charges, checks, inventory on hand. Second, employee timesheets, billable hours. Third, invoices, sales receipts, credit memos, returns. Fourth, customer payments, bank deposits. Fifth, sales tax paid, payroll transactions. Sixth, all banking transactions. Seven, all credit card transactions. And eight, reconcile all bank accounts. And then lastly, number 9, reconcile all credit card accounts. If an item is not applicable, just skip it and go to the next one. Ideally, you want to enter all historical transactions before you start entering any new transactions into QuickBooks. If you don't have the time to enter historical data individually, you can choose to record a summary journal entry. So, recording a summary journal entry of historical data. A summary journal entry will only include totals of the current balance in each account with no detail. You will need to refer to your existing system for the details since they will not be recorded in QuickBooks. For balance sheet accounts, you will need to run a balance sheet report for the end of the period prior to your start date. For example, if you start to use QuickBooks as of January 1st, you want to run your balance sheet report as of December 31st of the previous year. The balances on this report is what you will enter into QuickBooks. If your start date for QuickBooks is in the middle of a fiscal year, you will also need to enter the balances in the income and expense accounts. To obtain this info, you will need to run a profit and loss report as of the end of the period prior to your start date. For example, if your start date is June 1st, you will run the income statement as of May 31st. The totals on this report will be entered into QuickBooks using the journal entry form. So, pro tip, be sure the accounts that appear on both the balance sheet and income statement from your old accounting system have been set up in QuickBooks Online before you create the journal entry. Otherwise, you will be adding new accounts at the same time you are entering data into the journal entry, which can be time consuming. So, we're going to follow the steps to record a journal entry. We're going to go up to our new button. And from our other column, we're going to select journal entry. And our journal entry template opens up. There are 12 fields on the journal entry form. And first we have the journal date. Enter the effective date of the journal entry. For example, enter the last date of the fiscal period you are bringing data over for. For example, May 31st or December 31st from our previous examples. Then you have the journal number. This is automatically assigned by QuickBooks. However, if you would like to start with a specific numbering sequence, such as 1000, you can enter that number in this field, and QuickBooks will automatically increment each journal number thereafter. Then you have the account. From the drop-down menu, you would select the accounts that require a debit, and entering all of the debit accounts, you will enter the accounts that require, after entering all of the debit accounts, you would then enter the account that requires a credit. Debits, enter all debit amounts in this field. Credits, you would enter all credit amounts in this field. Description, provide a brief description of the journal entry you are recording, for example, to record balance of account as of May 31st. Name, if bringing over an open accounts receivable balance, select the customer from the drop-down. If you have not added customers to QuickBooks, you will need to do so in order to record any accounts receivable balances. Property, you would select the property the balance is for, if applicable, and same for the class. Then you have your delete buttons. Click the trash can icon to delete a specific line item on the journal entry. You have your memo field. Provide a brief description of the purpose of the journal entry, for example, to record balance of account as of May 31st. And then if you scroll down, you have your attachments section. You can attach supporting documents such as the balance sheet and profit and loss reports from your old accounting system. This will make it easy for your accountant or an auditor to see the source of your data.